Hey, fellow YouTubers, Simply Boondocking here. It's been a while. You know, I just wanted to talk about. This was brought to my attention by a video that I was watching this morning, just a few minutes ago, by one of my favorite YouTubers as of late, by the name of Conservative Black Conservative Perspective. The guy works so hard. He puts out like 3 videos a day, like 7 days a week, and because of how many videos he's making, he's really at ease and really confident. He's been doing it quite a while. And, he's along the same lines as ABL and Officer Tatum. So, some of my favorite YouTubers are black conservatives, so far as following politics at least. But all that's neither here nor there. I digress. So, this black conservative perspective, he brought up the fact that it's not the end of the world if you get pulled over by cops. So you might not even get a ticket, if you're cordial and answer the questions in a pleasant manner. And it just made me think, during this pandemic, I've been pulled over like at least 6 times ever since the pandemic first came out. And I haven't got only got one real citation. All the others were just let go with a warning or a fix-it ticket. And it's just really great. 3 times I was pulled over with a weapon in the car. And I just never lie to officers, because it kind of just takes you down a bad path. And they really, really appreciate honesty and truthfulness. So no matter what the cost is, I will always be 100% truthful and honest with cops. Knowing that, I try to have my paperwork in order ahead of time, and I used to follow the California laws when I carried any weapons, which is it has to have it be in a locked, self-contained container. That was kind of redundant. And the ammunition, it has to be locked in the glove compartment. Obviously, they'll let you slide if the glove compartment doesn't lock and you have it in a case, a little case with one of those little tiny locks on the case. Um, so when I first started carrying guns in the car for hunting purposes, I would follow the rules and pretty much have all of them locked with their ammunition locked in the glove. But during the pandemic, I've been lazy and usually have at least one weapon for self-protection loaded with all the craziness going on with weapons. And so 3 times I was asked by police officers during the pandemic, 3 separate times, do you have any weapons in the car? And all 3 times I answered yes. And 2 of those times, the police officer never even followed that up with a second question, like, where are they? Are they loaded? Why are you carrying weapons? One of these times I had 3 different weapons. Now, that was the one time in Death Valley where the guy was kind of pissed because I was sleeping on the side of the road, and that's against the law. That's like a $750 ticket. You have to be 150 yards away from the concrete road if you're car camping in Death Valley. I didn't know that. And he woke me up at like 7:30, pretty pissy that I was parked where I was. I was about 15 yards from the road, which was more than sufficient for safety in my mind, and just sleeping in my car. But it was against the law, and he does that every day, just drives around Death Valley um, reinforcing the laws. So I guess that's why he was people know that law, I guess, regularly. And so he was pissed off at me that, one, I didn't know the law, and two, I was breaking that law. But once again, I digress. My bad. Um, but that one time he said, where are they? And I pointed all 3 of them out, and he never followed up, are any of them loaded, which I was just fearing that question, but he never asked that question. So just recently, coming back from Flagstaff about a week, a little bit more than a week ago, um, I stopped off in Laughlin because that's the luckiest I've ever been playing any type of craps, blackjack, roulette, and I won like 750 at the roulette table, and they gave me one of their presidential suites up on the top floor for free to stop gambling. And I don't know if that's common in casinos or not, because I was just on fire. I was like hitting 7-Eleven every time, and they came up after just 5 minutes. I got like 750 bucks, and they came up and said, "Will you take this room?" I said, "Yeah, it's our finest room. Will you take it?" "Of course, but you'll have to stop gambling right now." I stopped. The whole table was all bummed out because they were making so much money off me. That's why. I mean, in 5 minutes, they had probably lost 10 or somewhere between $10,000 and $30,000 because of how many people, every time I rolled, more and more people were running over and throwing money down because I could see I wasn't able to miss. It was incredible. And luck flows like that. Anyone that's gambled at all knows that luck is either kind of flowing or not flowing. It's like an on or off situation. There's higher levels of on and higher levels of off, but it's either there or it's not. That luck, it's bizarre. It's really something supernatural, or I don't know, out of this world, especially when you're winning. But no, gambling is a little bit dangerous, and since I have a addictive personality, I treat it with real respect. I treat it like the ocean or wild, just a lot of respect. So I usually will only start off with 50 bucks, and that's what I did on this afternoon. I went to Laughlin. So man, I won. Haven't hit blackjack once. Lost like my first hand. I won my second two hands, one of which was blackjack, and then I lost like the rest of my money in the next three hands, and I was done. That was 50 bucks, and that's the deal I make with myself is I bring out $50, and I'm either to make something with that and have fun for half an hour or whatever and leave and with some extra money, or I don't make money with that 50 bucks and I leave empty handed. So that was the case. After about 5 minutes, I'm leaving empty handed, and so I'm a little bit irritated. But I'm driving down like a highway road that, I would assume is like 60, 65 miles an hour, and I see a big four-wheel drive officer, I think sheriff, off on the left, and he um, flips on his lights and flips a U-turn after I pass and pulls me over. And turns out I was going 68 in a 35, so that was a full-on speed trap. And luckily, because I was polite, I think, and answered all of his questions, was very truthful. Just questions: where are you going? Where are you coming from? How did you not know you were going so far over the speed limit? And I just told him straight out, I had absolutely no idea. That road looked to me like it was a one lane highway in each direction and was probably a speed limit of 60, 65. So I admit I felt I was probably going 3 to 8 miles over the speed limit, but I had no idea it was 35. So I was just very truthful. And all I got was my proof of my insurance was outdated, and I had the correct proof in my wallet, but I forgot. So I just have a fix-it ticket, basically. I mean, the guy could have really jacked me up. So, but just you know, I think if you're really, really polite and cordial and honest, when you get pulled over by a police officer, 9 times out of 10 they're going to let you go with a fix-it ticket or a warning. Fix-it tickets are little inconvenience, no money, nothing permanent on your record. So, just I ask that everyone try to keep that in mind. People that are my age, kind of know that if you're nice to police officers, things can oftentimes go quite well, unless you've just done a heinous traffic violation. So, but on that, please leave a comment. Let me know if you've had any close calls and how things have been with you when you've been pulled over during the pandemic or even before. And I'd love to read them. leave a message. I'll talk to you guys later.